Hello, everybody. I want to do this live. It's pretty interesting. I missed this today as I missed most news and I had a power nap, but I'll let everybody log on and we're going to talk about it. I have to thank Paul Hinman and I got to talk about Suzette Powder from Slave Lake constituency in the 2019 election. For all those who don't know, I'm going to tell you about Slave Lake, and I have been following the story roughly through the two municipalities, small municipalities of that constituency. Um, it's not a very big constituency at all here in Alberta. Very large, but very spread out. There's actually very few municipalities in Slave Lake, many reserves, and the population is very low too. Suzette Powder had one of the largest voter turnouts for that population in 2019's election. She had 4% of the popular vote. Now, well, that's major for Alberta and independence, but what would happen right now? That's the real question. And when you factor everything that's going on with those municipalities, if Suzette Powder had been in a recall situation with UCP recalling that MLA, there's a good and majority likely that Suzette Powder could possibly have won that riding today. That's reality when you factor in all the numbers. I got that from Paul Hinman, actually. I see he went live, I went on there, and I'm like, I got to look at this. So I did, and it's very interesting. So if Suzette comes across us, which once in a while she comes, checks in on me, I tagged her in the post. Check it out, Suzette. Isn't that something else? And yeah, Jason Kenney knows better than to ever have something like recall, especially for Slave Lake or the lesser Slave Lake area. He would absolutely lose that riding, and that would go independent. So it should be interesting with the IPA and Wild Rose Independence Party in 2023 for Slave Lake. Banff Kananaskis, so it'll be interesting to see which parties go with who, and we'll see the logic of that. But First Nations, definitely a great idea there. If you can find a loyal First Nation to the cause that you're fighting for and you have the platform, I think it would go well. I think it's something to look forward to. Again, we'll see a much, much larger turnout in both of those constituencies. So I want to go on to a little bit more on that. We're going to talk about more news with Trump today. And Mayor Giuliani, as you all know, represented him amongst many other law firms. And what's happening now is those lawyers are facing some serious, serious issues. And I'm going to tell everybody, Trump is not behaving in a manner that's consistent with his presidency. And I'll tell you something, I went through those court cases, everybody. Now just imagine you're a lawyer, you have your name, your record in life, you're good friends with this man, he's a friend of yours, he comes to you, he needs your help, election fraud, he promises you teams of investigators, don't worry, all the evidence is coming, just file the case, here's the affidavit, don't worry, I'm a billionaire, I'm going to pay you very well, this evidence is coming, we have investigators. So many law firms, they take that initial, well, you know, as you all know, if you've ever dealt with lawyers, they require an upfront, and then there's going to be a bill as you go through and into a court case. So they do all that, an agreement was reached. They start going through as these cases come up, they're really fast. Where's the evidence? Now, we filed your affidavit as our law firm represents you, or other lawyers, good friends of Donald Trump's. They file, which if you look at any of their history in law, they don't file court cases unless they have evidence, and you'll see they file with exhibits with the case. But they're all taking his word, so they did it. It was important. It was for the election. But as these court cases come to closer and closer, many big firms go, where's the exhibits? Where's this evidence? We filed your exhibit. We put our name on the hook. Present the exhibits. No exhibits. Many law firms, I'm out of here. Only the loyalist friends hung on. It'll come. And it never came. And guess what? Mayor Giuliani, regardless of what everybody thinks of him, he's a lawyer, well-trained. He has his own career. He's not going to go out that way. There's no way any trained professional legal expert in law, let alone with their own political aspirations and career, is going to go out like that. And I'll tell you, Mayor Giuliani, he backed Trump all the way. And now in the end, I made a meme about this. I called all this stuff out. And I'm sorry, everybody, but it's all over the news today. Not only is Trump not paying him, Trump's throwing him right under the bus. Oh, Giuliani wouldn't do that. Anyone who's ever dealt with a lawyer, and I mean, it was civil, but still, if you've been on the criminal side, lawyers interview you. They have their team. If you choose to utilize their team, you're going to pay more bucks, but you have to have some kind of support for evidence. If you don't, the lawyer will plea it down, or in the case of a civil suit, they'll either shut her down or they will make a deal. And guess what? They went all the way to the end. No friend or lawyer or team would do that. And unfortunately, they took his word. They stamped it. They put it through. It's all their necks in a noose as legal professionals. And he didn't deliver. And that's reality. And people can believe what they want to believe. But this is real world, real legal system. And now absolutely a lot of these legal professionals are absolutely going to go down the toilet. Giuliani will lose his law, his bar. It'll be removed. I guarantee you we're going to watch him. What a way to go out. Completely ruined career. Not that he didn't ask for it on that same day. He did call for the riot, and he said in basically military fashion, right? And he even said worse than Trump, but he was all behind Trump, a believer, and we're going to watch him go down the toilet. Absolutely, Donald Trump is completely in the clear. He's got full immunity for his part of it. He just says, hey, they're the legal professionals. I trusted them, and he gets away with that. He's not a lawyer. And I mean, depending on what kind of contract they signed, what kind of deal they made with the law firms, that's what I would really like to see next. I think whoever gets the jump on this is going to have one heck of a book and one heck of a publication going forward, because I'll tell you, what Donald Trump did in the last 2 months, completely off the rails. For secessionists, Donald Trump removed Kelly Knight Craft on the week celebrating independence and sovereignty in the UN, the 60-year end of colonialism, and it was during proliferation as well, too. Last meeting of the year, the one meeting I absolutely needed, Kelly Knight Craft. The one day that Alberta had a chance to be heard and have America's voice, it wasn't Kelly Knight Craft. She proved it today, everybody. Today, and I was on this forum with the Taiwanese today, in special forum late in the day, and you know who went up and spoke for Taiwan? None other than Kelly Knight Craft. You know, and for their sovereignty, and don't worry, one day you'll stand on that stage. Donald Trump pulled her off. He pulled her out of that crucial meeting. My letter was in for Albertans. We had it all set up. And you know what? She tagged POTUS Trump. I know this for a fact. He came back and he pulled her right out because he's president. That's his privy. And there was a stand-in, and guess what happened to Alberta? Blah. Not only that, we were called a rogue regime. That was Donald Trump. And then now, today, Kelly free now. Donald Trump all aside. What does she do? Stands up for the Taiwanese sovereignty and independence live. We could have had that at Christmas. Had Donald Trump took a step back on December 15th, cut his losses, likely would have won at least a Republican majority Senate. And you know what, Alberta? We would have been spoken on that stage by none other than Kelly Nightcraft. I guarantee you, they just did it for Taiwan today because she was unbound, free. She's been quiet since the 6th, and she fired up. It's really too bad, you know. It's too bad how the world works. But guess what? Not all hope's lost. We have lots coming forward. And I've had an exciting week so far on World Academia. Best of the best, 500 of the smartest legal professionals in the world of academia right across the world. And it's quite the place to be. I have tomorrow now and again Saturday, and that's it. But what a wonderful week it's been. Just wonderful. And I have to say I'm tired. It's worn me out. But it's been worth it every step of the way. Have hope. Things are going to come forward really good. And I do plan next week, late in the week, to start touring Alberta virtually and answering a lot of people's questions. Work on constitutionalism. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. So thanks, everybody. Get this one shared out. It's good. Bye now.